Hello, my name is Hannah, and today we were building like a kind of like a modern kind of like Japanese inspired house because like that's what like all of like Mount Komorebi is inspired by. I tried, but like I'm not good at like trying new styles, but I tried on this one. I didn't look at very many reference photos because I couldn't find very many because I was trying to find like a singular like a one floor, what are those called, like a one story home, yeah, that one. But I was trying to find some of those and I couldn't. It was really difficult. So I just was like, I'll just find something and I'll just go with it. And so I tried doing this and it ended up working just fine. And I actually really like it. I actually like the color scheme I went with. I obviously went with like a medium, like kind of on the darker side brown, like I usually do. But then I also went with like a green that's kind of like minty, and then I put like fake shutters, like the like what are they called, like the blinds that like people use for like shutters on the outside of the house. I've been using that more recently. I don't know why. I was just drawn to putting fake shutters that are actually just, blinds on the outside of the houses, and so I did. So we've been going with it. I've also, you can see right now that I'm having the most amount of difficulty possible with this diagonal because I could not get it to work with the like the platforms, but I did eventually figure out that I was just not being smart and that I needed to actually make it an actual room, and I hadn't figured out that it wasn't a room yet. But I did figure it out eventually, and there are platforms on the roofs now. But I also, you can see that it's currently facing this direction. You can see the front and the back. I actually switched that because I like the back much more than the front. So I switched it right here, and I made the back the front and the front the back. And it worked out much better because, it's easier to like landscape, and also like it was easier to like make a floor plan on the inside with it being that way, which I also only managed to fit a singular bedroom in this house. So it's fine, but it's a small house, so it'll be okay. You can add on, or I don't know, do something if you need more bedrooms, but that's not my issue. I don't build it for to play in. I just build it because I wanted to build it. Hello, and I'm back. I decided that I needed to calm down because I was talking so quickly and I was just entirely just like energetic, but also it kind of sounded like I had absolutely no energy at all. So I took a break. And we're back, and now I have a normal talking pace. Actually, it's been more of a break of a day, so like I would hope I'd be a little bit less crazy with the talking after a day, but you never know. But it's a day later, and now I'm going to finish this voiceover. I'm very professional right here. But I'm going to talk about one time that I passed out in the 7th grade. Now, in the 7th grade, we learned, I think it was a science class. Yeah, it was a science class. It wasn't even a health class, because I took health class that year, well, because it was required, obviously. But, like, it wasn't even a health class. We were in science class, and we were learning about diseases, which is all fun, And I think we were learning, like, super diseases or super viruses or something super. Like, something like a super, like, grand some name, and then like a virus or disease. I don't remember which one it was, but we were learning about that. And how I remember what had happened, I don't remember most of it because I was unconscious, but that's okay. But I remember that they were discussing like the symptoms of like the virus disease thing, and it was like stomach ache, headache, you feel like nauseous and dizzy, and then my body was like, hey, what sounds fun? Those. And proceeded to give me a stomach ache, and then my head was like, okay, now you're gonna see checkers. And so I saw it like imagine like a checkerboard in front of you, but there's black spots and places you could see in squares across your entire vision, and wherever I looked, it was just checkerboard, which apparently is fairly common because they were they were trying to make me feel better, because I don't know, because yeah, at the doctors afterwards, they were like, yeah, that's normal. I'm like, okay, that's good. But when I have very bad anxiety when it comes to having to talk to people, if some of my other voiceovers were not clear of that already. But my 7th grade not talkative like self didn't get up or tell anybody when I had just started feeling that way, because maybe I could have prevented something, but no, that would require talking, so no, I didn't do that. I was so scared of having to talk to someone that I fainted in class. Yeah, oh god. That sounds really bad, but like that's just kind of how I am. I would prefer to hurt myself than to talk to my teacher. And even this teacher was nice. Like, this teacher was so great. My 7th grade science teacher, loved that person. But I was just like, no, I can't. Like, what if I'm bothering her? What? You're literally about to faint. What do you mean? But, back to okay, so I was seeing checkerboards, and then I started feeling, like, dizzy, obviously. I'm fairly positive most people know what dizzy feels like. But I was, like, dizzy, and my vision was, like, swirling. Like, my vision was also, the checkerboard and what I could see was, like, mixing. Like, it was all, like, mixed in from each other, So it's swirling over there. So I was like, oh god. And then at that time, I felt fairly limp. Like, I couldn't move my body. So at that point, I was just like, well, I guess getting up is not an option. Because she was, like, on the other side of the classroom, standing behind everybody while we were watching this, like, documentary type thing. And so I was like, okay, well, missed my shot. Well, might as well just sit here. And I was trying to tune out, like, what we were listening to. It didn't work very well. I'm not very good at that. If it's, like, very, like, impressed into my brain what's happening. So I just kept sitting there. I don't actually know how long this takes place over, because I have no clue. It was a bit ago, and also I was, not doing well, so I just don't know. But eventually, what I was told by the kid I was sitting next to, who also took me to the nurse, was that I made like a grunting like noise. They didn't explain it very well. They didn't really go full into detail, because I'm pretty positive I scared them, because they said that I made a noise and then fell over and hit my head on the concrete floor. Because, the chairs that we have at school have, like, a back and then, like, seat, and they don't have sides. So I fell out the side and then turned my body so that my, like, back and my head were hitting the concrete floor. And I almost hit, like a metal disc on the floor, like, for, like, water or electrical or something. I don't know, metal thing on the floor. So, that's fun. And then also, I remember, it wasn't that long that I was unconscious, apparently, but I don't know, I was unconscious, so it's not like I can, say I was unconscious for 4 minutes and 33 seconds, I have no clue, couldn't tell you. But then they took me up to the nurse, which apparently I walked to the nurse by myself. I don't remember that. Yeah, that, I walked to the nurse while I was semi-unconscious, but I don't remember any of that. I remember being into the nurse after that happened. I remember being in the nurse, and then they started asking me these questions, and I hate questions so much. I hate them so much. But they were just like, do you know where you are? And I said, yes. Oh god. And they were like, yeah, no, you got it specific. And then I told them where I was, and so they were just like, okay, there's no brain damage probably, which is good. I think I'm okay. But, and then, my parents were called in, obviously, because I had fainted in the middle of class, which I was very stressed about missing the rest of the class and the rest of the day. Those were my top priorities, not seeing if I had a concussion or anything, just making sure that I had, not missed any important events in the next, 4 classes. Yeah, so that's, a thing, and apparently I'm fine, no concussion or anything. Apparently I just hit the concrete floor, and I'm perfectly normal right here, perfectly good, all good, no issues, which is good. But I'm just like, I hit the concrete floor, and I don't even remember any of this, so, it's fine. We're all good now, and that's the end of the story. So, it's almost screenshots time. Subscribe if you really liked this story about me passing out. But it's almost screenshots time, so I post a new video every day of the week, so you can watch another video tomorrow. Bye!